Hello there and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 4. Today we're continuing on the Let's Play. This is episode 32 and today's episode we're taking a look at the Supercar Festival, which seems to be quite the tricky event online. So, after sort of some coming around, there's not that many supercars in this game. So, we're going to go a bit off the wall. I'm going to choose the BMW M5 for this one. I'll have it in that blue, because that's quite a nice blue. I'm going to upgrade the ever-living shit out of this car. Because, apparently, yeah, this race is rather twicky. It's twicky. It's twicky. It's twicky.
Alright, Elmer Fudd.
The job is trying to drive me in the wrong way.
What's the fucking tyre restrictions on this?
We're hunting rabbits.
I think you need
Normal or sports? Right. Wait, is that on modified cars only?
Wait. Let me
No,
check.
not that.
Rabbits.
Not that.
Oh, so it is. Oops.
Wait a minute. That's something that's not in the American version.
Fuck it. There's only one way this can go.
Because you can bring modified cars into that championship in the American version.
Well, if I don't use the M5, the only option I've got is the Ford Jetta, which I don't want to use.
You might have to use it.
I'm not using it.
You might have
I'm not
to
using
use
it.
it.
Before we get to...
Then we'll never complete the LP.
Here's the Ford GT.
I always complete the LP.
But what if you have to use the Ford GT?
Motherfucker, this will work.
Hostage until you consent to using the GT.
Shit.
Is it not working?
It's Seoul. Which isn't a good sign.
Ooh. And let's see the
Cadillac
competition.
CN!
Excuse me.
Oh my god. Aren't you?
You must be able to modify the car. Hold on, let's check upgrades at this and see what happens. What's like the cheapest upgrade in this game?
Probably like a racing chip or something.
I'll chuck a racing chip in it and see if the game gets pissy. That seems
500.
awkwardly odd.
Awkwardly odd. Let me try that again. Awkwardly odd. Yes.
No, not that. Germany. Bimmer, 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 bimmer.
Yes.
Jumping a bit more.
Bimmer. Sim Simmer, who's got the keys to me bimmer?
Zimbo.
Please. Please. Please.
Please.
Okay, never fucking mind. Alrighty. Apparently that's a lie. For some reason.
Shit.
So that means we might have a chance.
You mean we can actually tune up the car?
Money! Money, 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 money. Money, money, money,
Money.
You can have virtual dollar. Wait.
Power.
It
Power.
is.
Just a question. Tyre wear shouldn't come into an 8-lap race, right?
Don't think so.
Game whiz?
Probably not.
Probably
It's
not.
also not like a race car, so
It's gonna have to have soft tyres on it, that's the issue. I'm not gonna fully upgrade this thing. I'm gonna try and save myself a little bit of money, because I'm quite stingy. But I do need enough speed to kill stuff with. Alright. Let's us get to the good stuff. Give me all of your weight reduction.
Give weight!
Almighty bimmer, 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 bimmer.
I'm a binner. I'm a binner.
I'm a
bimmer.
binner.
You're a bitter.
I'm getting
Yeah,
chucked
put it
in
in
a
a-
binner.
Yeah,
Beaver.
you have a bin.
Binner.
Binner, binner, chicken dinner.
Uh,
That's not worth 23 grand. It's... Suspension's gonna be good. I'm confident in this bimmer. This'll work fine. This'll all be
I
fine.
just realized there was the Cadillac CN in there last time around.
It'll be fine. I'll win. This car's better than a Cadillac CN. It's the best, most well-known sports saloon car in the world, and sports saloon cars are kind of like supercars. Except not in the slightest. I mean, there's no thing this time. There's no CN.
Wait a minute.
What?
I just realized there was something else in there that technically breaks the
The
limits.
Novella Quattro. Also, apparently...
Okay, there's two somethings in there.
Why was this?
How much brake horsepower does the R390 road car have in this game?
Not enough.
Not nearly enough.
Because you need at least 493 brake horsepower. Don't think it's got that much in this game.
It's like over 700.
Fuck it. Oh. Well, the A-spec points have confidence in me.
Like,
Do
no,
you?
we're just gonna lower them down.
Well, have you
luck.
seen my car?
That's a no. Somehow I have the sneaking suspicion this video recording won't end without a success
Oh.
from you. Oh shit.
Oh!
Big Daddy Power.
Dodge.
Big Daddy Power, Big Daddy No
Bud.
Brakes.
Back in an R390. Good luck. Good job, brother.
R390 died.
I like how
Sure
the
did.
Zetta's the car in front. I really wish I could use the
Sandwich.
Zeta for this, because that is a nice car. Mind you, isn't there like a European Supercar League later on or something?
What do I care?
Gamers?
Hmm?
Isn't there like a European Supercar Championship later on?
Hang on.
There's something similar to that, I guess?
All it back.
I know there's like some German car leagues. 2 of them.
God, I'd
And I
kill
know
for
my
this to be-
internet's also a piece of shit.
I'd kill for this to be a championship, not gonna lie. Also, this might be the only car in the game that I can think of that has a 7-speed gearbox.
Nope.
What else has it?
Are you forgetting about the Formula 1 car?
Oh yeah.
And the Nike 1 actually has an 8-speed gearbox.
Does it really?
Yep,
Should
it's
have
got an 8-speed.
I should have upgraded the shit out of the Nike one. Mind you, I'm fairly certain the Nike one doesn't have a tuning shop, does it?
I think you can tune it a little bit.
You probably like to stick the bare essentials on it, i.e. tyres.
That might be about it.
Hmm. Anyways, people probably at the start were like, oh, well, you're stupid for fully upgrading a car. That makes the event so much easier. It's like, really? Have you seen the issue?
That's not how it works.
Also, this is Gran Turismo, where the supercars are ridiculously overpowered compared to everything else. Because unlike Forza, they made all of their supercars handle like Jeremy Clarkson says they handle in real life. Good. Unlike in Forza, where like some supercars can be terrible. Like the 2005 Ford GT. Can I be perfectly honest?
Sure.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
fucking love the Suzetta. It's such a cool looking car. It's so 90s.
So nice.
Can I also be perfectly honest?
Sure.
I fucking hate Seoul. Like this.
What's wrong with Seoul?
This track is not good. It's like New York, but
Why is it not good?
worse.
It's funny we both had the same thought.
Because like it's all straight line speed. This track, apart from those arsehole like, I hate any track that has all right hand angle corners. Like that's just a stupid design preference. It's why I don't like Seattle. Because the corners don't have flow. It's just instant, just on brake, stop, dead. I think this, honest to God, I'd rather play Hong Kong than this track.
Oh, I actually kind of don't mind Seoul Central. It's a neat little kind of forgotten track.
I think it's pretty
simple and
obvious
I
why
like
it was
I like
forgotten.
some-
Just because it's not really that interesting a layout, really. And again, the thing with this track is it just utterly benefits the car that has the better straight line speed. Which I'm not complaining about too much at the moment, because apparently that seems to be my car.
We don't have any downforce on it, so
There's no wing on this car.
any downforce.
Probably should have maybe grabbed on, but it seems to be doing alright.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
some horsepower in the 4 saloon, so
To be honest with you, before reading the forms, the M5 did pop into my mind slightly. Because the thing is, this game's sort of on the prefaces of when we started getting like retardedly powerful cars like we have today. Like,
guys, didn't this have a V8 like an inline 6?
no, V10.
Yeah, well, they weren't that crazy with it.
Yeah, this M5's famous for being a V10 dual overhead cam. The V10 was like... it didn't work very well, reliability-wise, but it was cool. But, I mean, I've got to be honest, I actually kind of like the M6 of this era. I know it's like the designer died halfway through, like, designing the rear, but... Here's a question for you all.
What?
This designer BMW,
Hmm?
you know how controversial it was at the start? The question is, after several years, have you finally gotten used to the way this car looks?
Well, considering that it's less ugly than what we have on the road now, I'd say yes.
Public car looks nice.
It's not that bad. I remember I wasn't the biggest fan when it launched.
It was
but
very
then again,
controversial when it came out.
Yeah.
Wait, when did it
Then
launch?
again, I was a kid, and I also didn't really have any sort of nostalgic memories for Need for Speed Most Wanted, so I was like, it's a BMW. Who cares? Moving on.
But here's
This,
the thing: the M5 was in what? High stakes?
the
Well,
E39?
it was a different It was that was a different one. That
Yeah,
was
that was an
more.
E39.
It was kind of E36 looking in my mind.
E39.
Yeah, it was an E39 at the end of the day, but still.
Yeah.
It looked
E39
more-
and Hot Pursuit 2 as well.
I think, if I get this right, the 90s M3, it's E36, E39, and the... I want to say the 7 Series, like E42, I think?
I really do love the E36. That's the M3, right?
Yes. Well, 3 Series.
I mean, I'm gonna sound a little bit controversial here. I actually prefer the M5 over the M3 every day of the week.
Hey, GameWiz.
Hey, Emile.
You motherfucker, I completely agree with you.
High five!
I genuinely like... I think the E39 for me is way better than any E46.
The only reason I like the E36 is the 4-liter V8 in it.
Hmm.
It's
The E46 was... Oh, are you talking about the E90? That was the one with the V8.
no I thought the E36.
No,
had a
E36
V8.
was a... Well, the M3 was an inline 6.
Well,
Depending
Yeah,
on
the
which
United
region
States
he was in
did.
anyway. Because America got the shit one.
I could get a BMW E39 525 engine for $200.
Ooh. I don't know why you want the engine. You may as well have the rest of the car.
Just like
The full car with the M Sports package is about $5,200. But it comes with a manual, so who cares?
Is the 5 Series that one where you got like fucking confused the fuck out of by the water-cooled alternator?
Probably.
water-cooled alternator? That sounds dangerous.
It's a German
that sounds
thing.
holistically German. And if it doesn't sound holistically German to you, allow me to explain to you exactly how anal retentive the Germans are when it comes to this sort of thing.
The Germans look at stuff that's normal and go, I want to
How can we
overcomplicate
need
that one.
How do we make this needlessly overpriced, expensive, and a pain in the ass to fix? I know! And then Hans just goes fucking nuts for about 4 hours and then presents the idea to his boss, and his boss goes, "Yeah, this is good. I'm going to
You
use this
get
on my
raised today."
Porsche."
You're not
And
getting
then-
killed today.
And then, for a bonus, you'll get to gas the juice!
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Sorry, I had to work in at least one Nazi joke when talking about these fuckers.
God.
I mean, if they're not going to murder your wallet, they're going to try and murder you. Or at least the drivers will, anyways.
Correction, usually what happens when it comes to these things is they sort of... they go... The Germans do stuff very complicated, so what happens is they go around the world and show off this new car and give the parts to the parts suppliers, and then they get to America and the Americans go, "What the hell type of sissy bullshit is this?" And the guy, Mr. Hans, just turns around and goes, "Yeah, it's good, yeah, we make water-cooled alternator. It's good."
And I just go, the fuck? Why couldn't you just make this air-cooled like literally everyone else?
It's like, but ain't this shit gonna break? It's water-cooled and that's an electric supply. Yeah, but it's German. See, German things never break. If they break, we get shot. And it's like, haha.
They broke during World War II, didn't they?
RKD would like a word with you.
Again, do you know what
As would Leo.
As would I, actually, because my Volkswagen broke as well. You know, the amusing thing with World War II and the Germans?
What?
Technically, the way they were advancing, if like they held on for like another 2 years, we may have had a major issue. I mean, they did develop the world's first assault rifle. Yeah, the STG-44. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
I never knew they went that far.
Yeah, the Germans were working on like all sorts of shit.
Yeah, like.
Why do you think like most Nazi researchers got bought into work in other militaries after the war?
I mean, the thing of it is that we got the Nazis to build the rocket that inevitably sent us into space, Saturn V, so they may
my
have
God.
been working for the wrong people.
Well, there's
But
200 for
what?
the first time in this game.
Oh my god.
Hey,
230. Sorry,
Break,
CM.
break! Punt.
That's what you
Get
get
away
for
with
being
that?
in a championship you're not supposed to be
That's
in.
what you get for being illegal, you cunt. Actually, Gameways, do you
No,
want to know
that's
the
what you get for
hilarious
being
thing in this
non-existent.
I'm gonna sound really stupid or really controversial depending on how you look at this.
race? Shoot.
Adolf Hitler did a whole lot of bad stuff, but at least he left the Volkswagen. But that's just me.
No, the thing of it is
The thing is, with
that if you look at it
Hitler's-
from an objective standpoint, all he was trying... Well, okay, I don't want to say all he was trying to do. That's a little too general. He managed to succeed in getting the world economies out of their slump from the Great Depression era.
Really?
Now, yeah! Like, he turned... The whole reason he came to power is because he sold his people on the idea of, hey, we were once great. Let's make Germany great again. Not exactly in those words, I'm sure. They had a little extra something in them. My German isn't necessarily the best in the world, but...
Make Germany great again, hats and everything.
Yeah. So Hitler goes up to his best friend Hans and says, Hans, I want to rule the world. I want to give the people of this country something they can live for. Quick, go call up Ferdinand. See what the fuck he's working on with his Porsche thing or whatever.
we have an issue.
What?
You do realise I'm now going to have to title this video, if you're German, don't watch this.
So Mueller then.
But
Yeah, so
anyway,
you're just
Your videos
just
are
gonna say
probably
Mueller,
banned
no,
and you
watch
shouldn't
this.
anywhere.
I don't want to get this into a full Hitler thing because oops. But
No, we're not. I'm not trying to bash the guy. I mean,
no,
he's done a
I know
few
you're not.
questionable
It's
things,
but
start of World
I will
War,
say,
but
I don't want to speak about him too much. But what I will say, one thing he was good at is he was very excellent at animal rights. Like he fucking hated that sort of shit and hated animal cruelty and all the rest of it. And for that, you know, there's good in all of us sometimes, unless you're like
plus
Joseph.
he was also halfway.
Unless
he
you're like
wasn't that bad
Joseph
of an artist.
Fritzl. I mean, I don't think there was much good in him, but there you go. Don't Google his name.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, we reached
they-
230 miles an hour. Also, Game Wiz, as I was about to say, you want to know something amusing for this race?
I guess.
There's 3 illegal cars in this race.
What's the third one? Because I counted the CN and the R390.
Oh no, okay, maybe there's 4 then. So
What's the fourth?
The R390, the CN, the Nouvelle Quattro isn't allowed in this race.
Oh yeah, that thing.
And
Because that's
also-
a concept car.
There's a Tommy Kyra ZZ2 lurking around in here, I think. Which is also
what?
illegal. The Tommy Kyra.
The what? You keep cutting out for me.
Tommy Kyra ZZ2. Get it?
The Tommy Kyra ZZ2?
Yep.
No, that's legal.
No, it's not. Not a production car.
I thought it is.
Nope.
Let me have a look.
I'm fairly certain. I've just read on the forums it's not legal. And I know for shit that thing certainly was not a production car.
Production.
I still like how the Tommy Kyra Z2 is like the Nissan GTR before the Nissan GTR. Because it's like all-wheel drive, 500 horsepower.
Was it a fucking Toshiba?
Oh, it looks a lot better than a GTR because it's not a boat.
But is it a Toshiba?
I don't know. It's 2000s technology, so probably.
Not.
It's probably a Kenwood.
You made me really
I mean,
want to look up Joseph Fritzl for some reason.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Also, I like how I watched Daddy Doug's video on the Enzo earlier, and then he goes around at the end of it. He's like, "Unfortunately, I wasn't actually able to drive it." And I was like, "Well, fuck."
Oops.
Good old Daddy Doug. Do you know what Tavares said about Doug DeMiro is exactly right, and it's great.
Oh yeah, would you look at that? It's not.
Yeah. But what
I should just have my emulator on standby just in case.
did you actually boot the emulator up to have a look?
Alright.
I just booted up PCSX2
Nice.
and had a look.
Oh boy.
So Thunder. There's currently 4 illegal cars in this race out of the 6.
Uh-oh.
There's the CN, an R390, the Nouvelle Quattro, and the Tommy Kyra ZZ2, all of which are not allowed in this race.
What is this race?
The Supercar. Festival.
Supercar.
Supercar.
493 horsepower or more.
Were you around when we started? Because
No.
we have this.
It's
It's our
an
7.
M5.
It's a 760 horsepower M5
It has nitrous oxide.
because it's
It
literally,
works.
it's literally the only way you can win this race without going for a Ford GT in this early in the game, or spending all of your money on a Celine S7 or something. Which, obviously, because I'm trying to save money, I don't want to do. I say trying to save money.
Right.
This thing's now a £250,000 def limo that can do 230 miles an hour.
Quick, go for. Oh wait, no, it's not the last lap. I'm thinking of title ideas for this one. I'm trying to come up with something that includes Germans and the BMW.
God.
Yeah.
No, actually, Emile, here's the thing about the R390. It's only
Sure.
legal if you tune it.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Germans and the
Because then
mediums.
it'll
so
hit the
is-
power limit.
So is the ZZ2.
No, it's not. It's not a production car.
No, the ZZ2's not a production car.
It has to be a production car for this race. Apparently.
Shit,
Sure.
never mind.
Germans and BMW, I might as well call it fucking
It are.
really stupid engineering.
Anyways, I have a name for
Really
this episode
complicated
anyway, if I
engineering.
remember.
Really complicated.
Is the name of the episode Saturn V Bimmer Rocket?
No. Ish good ya.
Please do it. Please do it.
Ish good ya. Fucking hell.
That description.
I like how my German impression is just Dr. Richtofen from fucking Call of Duty Zombies.
Well, the problem is that I can't do Alan Rickman's accent in Die Hard. So, until I can get to that, we will have the Ishkodja.
Like my fucking...
Evil make. Honey, I had bad day. Oh, Hans,
My
why don't we do your favorite pastime?
I
We'll
did
go
not
invade
hit her. I did
Poland.
not hit her. This is bullshit. Oh, hi, Mark.
The worst bit about my German accent is the fact that Germans, like, if you actually hear them speak, they sound angry all the time. Meanwhile, I just sound overjoyed when I do my German accent.
Hans, get over here right now.
Also, gamers, let's not laugh about the fact that the two legal cars in this race were near last place, and one of them is in last place.
That's kind of
Oops.
sad.
The Callaway and the Celine. Also, technically, the Callaway, the Celine would be in last place if it didn't, if the Nouvelle Quattro didn't get destroyed on the starting line. Because I think the Tommy Kyra had a massive fight with it, and it lost. Big. One new Super Impreza 1.6 for sale. Oh boy. It's New York
And now to
time.
go to New York.
What is this new
Yay.
1.6 Impreza for sale?
Now I wonder what the car list will be for this one, and how many will be
Impreza
illegal.
1.6 SE.
What's edition?
I see
Honda
one.
HSC. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Yay.
Spiker C8.
Okay,
Yeah,
there's
good
only
tip.
one illegal car in this one, and it's that Honda.
Yes.
Because the Spiker's a production car.
One of these things
Yes, but how much
is
power
not
did it
like
make?
the other one. One
Yeah,
of these
over
things
493.
just doesn't add up.
Right.
All these cars is a midlife crisis. Or two of them are, I guess.
The
Well, except for the BMW.
the Spiker.
That's just for somebody who's compensating.
No, the BMW's for an accountant who bought the wrong model by accident.
And then
Okay.
got so angry at the dealership he upgraded it to 700 horsepower, threw some nitrous on it, and said, "Fuck it, we'll run it till it explodes."
GT is a midlife crisis. The Spiker C8 is midlife crisis, and the BMW is just some overcompensating for smart.
Did you see
vehicles.
that fucking guy who bought a BMW a couple of years ago?
No.
He bought a BMW M3, right? Brand new, off the lot. Only had
Yeah.
delivery mileage on it. Bought it, got it home, and or rather, they delivered it to his house. He got out for his first drive and realised when he was driving it around, the steering was clunking everywhere. Like
And it was just
it just was not.
yeah. Oh, I think I've heard this one.
It was clunking and the brakes were faded and all the rest of it. Anyways, he lives with it for a couple of weeks and it's just like, something's not right here. And then his daughter comes into his room. He's just like, "Hey, you got a second?" He's just like, "Yeah, sure." And she shows him the TV and it's Top Gear. And well, there's a car which looks suspiciously similar to his, with the same number plate as his, being thrashed around the Top Gear test track by Jeremy Clarkson.
No.
Who's like
Nice.
literally drifting it at 100 miles an hour. So irritated, he calls BMW and says, what do you got to say about this? And they said, "Don't worry sir, come in, we'll sort it out for you." And he ended up leaving the dealership with a completely different car.
Pretty snake with
He left the dealership, he came to the dealership with an M3 and apparently he left with a brand new BMW 330i.
yes, but then again, I'd be happy.
Wasn't even a fucking another M30.
Yeah,
Good
it
job.
wasn't even like the best model of the standard 3 Series. It's a fucking 330. I think actually no, is it a 330i?
It wasn't. It wasn't the top of the line M3.
It might have even been a 330D, to be honest with you. come to think of it. I can't remember what the exact term was for it, but yeah. Also, fun fact about our 3 Series, by the way. Be lucky, America. You're the only people who get the 340i. We don't get that.
340.
Is that the best one?
Technically, yes. As I just would say, that's the
Awesome.
one he'd buy.
340. Here we go.
I think the best model we get here is... Well, it used to be the 335i, but I don't know if they dropped that with the new M3.
About Germans, they overcomplicate with the numbers and letters like Mercedes and BMW.
No, Audi's the worst at the moment.
Yeah, Audi is too.
Because they've
yeah,
decided,
Audi-
hey, we're not going to put engine designations on the back of our cars now, we're going to put numbers that mean nothing. So, like, the best model Audi now is, like, the Audi A5 75 or something silly like that. Because instead of saying, like, oh, it's a...
75,
Instead of saying it's, like, a 4-litre, they'll just put on the back and say it's the Audi 75. Or instead of a 3-litre, it's the Audi 50. It's stupid, and I don't understand it.
Okay, you have Audi, you have BMW, and you have, what else did we say?
I mean, BMW's naming system makes no fucking sense anymore anyway, because it used to be based off engine designation, but now you see, like, I remember I, like, wanted something cheap on insurance, and I was just, like, sort of searching random cars, and I saw there was, like, oh, BMW 114i, I think it was, or something like that, BMW 114i, I was like, oh, that'll have a small engine and be cheap on insurance, it's like, it's a 2-litre. The only thing 114 means is it's a base model. And the 116 is slightly better, and the 1118 is better, and it's stupid.
Okay, with the...
Actually, let's see, here's a question for you.
Shoot.
Does your RX-7 actually have a model type designation, or is it just RX-7?
Yep. Yep. They had a few different designations. They had the base model. Actually, they had a whole mess of different designations. I know that mine is a GXL. I know there's the Turbo 2 and the GXL off the top of my head, and everybody wants the Turbo 2 because reasons.
Turbo.
But, yes, Turbo.
I mean, having a naturally aspirated rotor is pretty special, to be fair.
Japan didn't get them. They all just got turbos. So,
I know you'd probably want a turbo, but like a naturally aspirated rotor was pretty rare.
I'll be honest. For right now, where I am in my current stage of life, not having a turbo is actually a halfway decent thing. As if I had a turbo, my insurance would be through the fucking roof. But 1.3, not a lot of power. Everybody knows what it is, and everybody looks at it, and it's like, oh hey, yeah, it's not fast, but it's totally cool because it's old and Mazda.
Yeah.
So I don't need to race anybody, and I certainly don't have the urge to do too much to it, aside from like a handful of things here and there.
It could be worse.
It's like, it's not very fast, but it's cool. It's old with Pontiac.
I'll get onto that in a second, but I was watching, Tavares has got a new podcast, and his co-host was on about the cars he's owned, and he owned an RX-7 as well. He had a 1982 RX-7 FB, or whatever the it's not FB, is it? It's
Yeah, it's the FB
Yeah, it's
or
FB.
SA22C.
yeah. His sounds even more interesting than yours.
Oh.
1.1 litre rotary, no turbo.
Oh, yeah. They made them in variations from 1.1 to 1.3.
Yeah.
So,
It was like, that thing was, like, not fast, but everyone sort of knew what it was. But the interesting thing is, technically with your FC, you can sort of almost build it like Scotian's building his, i.e. it's handling, not power.
at the moment, I actually have some strut tower bars on order, and over this weekend I'm going to be tearing into it to install a catch can, possibly rear bash bars, and the strut tower bars if they arrive on Friday. But the biggie is that it needs a new rear differential if I want to get any sort of use out of it when I hit the track in a couple of weeks. And I've been putting that off because it's going to be a massive chunk of money. It's easily $1,000 just to get.
Can you not just like pull a rear end off of a different RX-7 or something?
The thing of it is mine has factory limited slip, but everybody who's run them through the ringer has said, if you're on a budget and you're doing a chump car type thing, yeah, it'll work, but
It's not very durable, I take it.
It's not going to give you what you need if you're going to go out and flog the thing hard, like I fully intend to do.
Yeah.
But there's a whole mess of things that the whole reasons why I bought the car that I bought and didn't go after like the SC300 with a 5-speed manual.
I mean,
that would have been kind of neat.
I mean, it's still not like mine where if you want to change one thing, you have to change everything.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and I've come to kind of like the rotary because it's shown itself like everybody says, oh, you have to do all of this maintenance, but you pop the hood and the engine's so tiny and everything's just right there. It's like, oh yeah, I can change that.
It's probably
I can
like an
maintain
Alfa
that.
Romeo Fiat thing where it's just like, if you get home it'll be a surprise. But the thing is, they're not
Yeah.
actually that unreliable. Are they more
It's-
unreliable than normal engines? Yes. If you take care of them, will they last? Yes.
Yeah, well, certainly with the older rotaries, people have reported 300,000 miles out of them. They just care for them and do everything they need to make sure that they don't go boom.
Doesn't matter what fucking engine it is. At the end of the day, as long as you take care of it and get it serviced and all the rest of it, it can last.
And I know I'm blowing through the fuel system next, so... Well,
But the thing is, you got to remember with what you've got now is because it's a naturally aspirated. Because it's not a base model, but those make no difference compared to the turbos and what of it. The thing is, you have a platform to work on, and that's kind of, you can basically do whatever you want to do with it. You can make it your own now. It's not like if you got a turbo one where it's just like, well, this part of the car's built and whatever. Well, now you've sort of got a choice. You know, do you want to go more handling? Do you want to actually get an engine swap or whatever you want to do with it? And
what I want to do in my dreamland brain is 200 horsepower NA. No porting, no anything, just everything that I can slap to the engine, I will. Because I don't want to get rid of that engine, as I have a clean bill of health for both compression and the fact that it was recently rebuilt. That was the big selling point. I saw that and went, he's asking this much for the car, he just threw another $1,000 into wheel bearings, exhaust, shifter bushings, and an oil leak. I can't pass this up. I would feel like an idiot for not buying this thing, and for what I've put into it, debatable.
the thing is, you know, you had a look and probably looked for countless hours. I even had a look with you. That was the best car that you could find at the time. That was the best thing you could have gotten.
I have been looking for a car for years. That's the one bit. That's the big thing. Was all of my wanting for a 240SX is like, I'm never going to find a decent 240 for the price that I paid for the RX-7. It's going to be drifted, it's going to be bashed, the engine's going to be blown, and people are still going to be asking $5,000, $6,000. They're nuts. You get a decent-ish RX-7 for, I paid $4,000.
Okay.
Actually, I paid $4,400, but that was for like wheels, tires, and all the extra shit.
The thing is, you've got, and also your car's that car is way more interesting than any 240 or anything like that. The thing is, if people see a 240 on the road, they're like, oh cool, 240, unless it's like completely stock, in which case people might freak out a bit. But if they see like a modified 240, it's like, oh whatever, it's another 240. People see an RX-7 and people like rotaries. They're cool.
It's not even that. It's the shape of it, and people recognize it. And literally, I can't go anywhere with it without at least one person. Usually it's like 2 or 3 whenever I go out. They look at it and go, dude, I know what that is! And I've gotten people old and young, which is the shocker, because when I had the Fiero, it was just old people who were like, hey, I had one of those, or I knew a guy who had one of those. It's... People my age look at it and they stop and like they've got turbo Imprezas or Audi RS4s and they're like, dude, where did you get this? I've always wanted one of these things. And I'm like, I have a $40,000 fucking BMW or Impreza or Audi or whatever. And it's like, and you want my piece of shit?
Hold on, we might have one issue.
On the third Gen Explorer had
There we go, we finally have an easier field because this race with a CN is not... It doesn't work.
The only thing that could be a problem is the Zonda out in front. And that one
Gear ratios.
does have proper gear ratios.
Oh, is it the S?
I think it's an S7.3.
I have like double his power.
Alright, listen to this. In a major
shit.
shift from its
Also,
predecessor-
just pointing something out before, sorry to cut you off, but you see that car in front of us?
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't have nearly enough power to be in this race.
Oh, there's a reason he's going to be a dead last for the entire race.
Yeah, this is a race for 493 horsepower and over. That car has 260 stock.
What car was that?
It's the Proto Motors Spyro.
Why is that in there?
I don't know, but that's the car that has a Mustang V8, and I can't remember if it's the same one that's in the Cobra, i.e. the good V8, or if it's the single overhead cam 260 horsepower one.
Alright, can I...
Yeah, go for it.
It said in a major shift from its predecessors, the third generation Explorer adopted a four-wheel independent suspension configuration. Never before used on a Ford truck on American-produced SUVs, fully independent suspension was previously exclusive to the Hummer H1. Similar to the layout based on Ford MN12 chassis cars, 89 and 98. Thunderbirds, Cougar, and Lincoln Mark A. Each rear wheel was connected to the rear axle differential with two half shafts.
I think if this doesn't work out, the wing is a good idea. Not having any downforce over the front is hurting this car massively. It's either it's either a wing or I chuck sport softs on the front of it.
I'm going to recommend the... Have you purchased the Sports Softs?
I thought I did, but apparently I didn't.
I thought you had them on.
Yeah,
I'm
I thought
thinking
I did
wing.
as well, but I checked that when I was turning the assists off, apparently I only have the sport mediums.
Again, I'm thinking medium. I mean wing.
Yeah, because the thing is, the wing gives me front downforce as well. The issue is through this corner, I'm losing so much speed because I can't take any speed through there. And through these
That's
last
a
two
problem.
corners as well, because I just have no downforce over the front, which results in that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm thinking wing.
Sweet.
Oh, and classy. Remember how I said that there weren't any RX-7s that had rotary badges? I was wrong. The 10th anniversary ones actually did.
What
Those
do you
are
mean, the
GTUs.
Infinity symbol?
No, I mean like there's a little small, teeny tiny silver Dorito plastered here and there on the car.
Yeah.
For the
We should
10th
buy some.
anniversary.
So, carried over from the previous generation, the base engine for a third generation Explorer is a 210 horsepower 4-liter V6. Becoming the final V8 powered American Ford to adopt the third generation Explorer offered a 239 4.6 single overhead cam V8 shared with the Crown Vic / Grand Marquis.
Find
as
out
its
what that
optional engine.
engine's in that fucking Proto Motors Spyro. Which which modular it is.
See, Moto.
Isn't it called like the Oleum Spyro now? Just Proto Motors Spyro, see what that pops up.
Motor Spyro, something like that. Let's see. 0.6 V8, let's see. Let's see. The original mid-engine rear-wheel drive design featured a 4-derived V8 producing with an output of 320 horsepower.
Oh, it's the
This engine was
Julie. Got it.
This engine was from the 1999/2001 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra.
Also in the Mercury Marauder.
The one you want so much.
Yes.
It's an S95.
Yes, I want a Mercury Marauder because it has that engine.
It's a 95 V8 though, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a dual overhead cam version or aluminium version of it over the cast iron fucking single jingle 8 valve modular.
Margarine.
So LLC, when you're swapping a Vulcan V6 into the Skyline? Okay.
Never, because I don't own a Skyline.
Please put a Vulcan V6 in the Skyline. If I had fuck you money, I'd totally do that.
I would totally do that with you.
Do you know what I would
Just
do?
because I remember my dad's Aerostar had a Vulcan. God, that was a piece of shit.
Do you know what I would do?
What would you
I'd
do?
put a Vulcan V6 into it, and then get some fucking weeaboo kid to buy it, but not tell him the fact that the engine's been changed. See if he can actually notice it.
No, just tell him it's been bored and stroked to 3 liters. It's an RB30 now.
No, like don't even pop the HUD. Just like because he's like freaking out because it's like oh it's Skyline, and he like takes it home and he shows all his friends. He's like it's got a RB26. You know it's pretty fast. Listen, and then like
No, it just sounds like a broken old van.
where's the turbo?
I'm sure we can stick a turbo on it somewhere, just have it like poking out and underneath the front bumper or something, but not have it go to anywhere. It's like it has some pipes and stuff, and when you turn it on, the impeller spins, but it doesn't actually go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it reminds me. I was gonna say it earlier. You know, you're speaking about the FC and how you could like make it go faster for like a quarter mile and then it explodes.
Oh yeah, the peripheral ports.
You remember RCR when he
Yeah.
took a look at the sloppy mechanics Chevy Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah, I checked into that car. Do you know how much
Didn't
power
it
it's
blow
making now?
600?
994,
Oh my.
and he destroyed the head gasket on a dyno.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, fucking 994 horsepower van LS engine in a work truck Colorado.
You know
Yeah.
what? I want to put a Vortec V8 in my Explorer.
Yeah.
V8 Long Explorer. Not even
See.
a build.
I know that there's a lot of people who say, oh, don't V8 swap the RX-7, and a lot of people tell me not to do
Don't
it.
do it.
I still kind of secretly want to get one that has a V8 in it, just to see what it's like.
I'll come to Maine and stab you.
You were gonna come to Maine and stab me regardless of whether it was that or the rear-wheel drive Impreza.
Oh, I run you over with the rear-wheel drive Impreza and then take it to the fucking Blue Cross shelter
Blue Cross shelter.
and be like, help, this man chops my dog's legs off.
That's
Do you
harsh,
even
sir.
have a dog?
Huh?
Do you even have a dog?
Yeah, I do. I have a wonderful little doggy.
Oh.
She's wonderful and also has invaded many of these videos.
Huzzah!
If you can ever hear a door like getting fucking smacked into full force, that's the dog ramming it with its head trying to get in.
Oh. Hey, do you want to know what I could buy
Dog.
for 7 grand?
A good old little brute of a dog.
A 1988 Mazda RX-7 convertible with the 1996 GM LT1 conversion.
Oh no.
It's fuel injected as a small cam, headers with full exhaust, coilover suspension, world-class 5-speed with new clutch, 410 gears, Corvette 06 style 19-inch chrome staggered wheels, and new tires all around.
Listen, put it in text chat or text talk.
There's no images, so it's not really worth it for me to show it to you.
Shit. Just put the link in it.
Is it in here? I feel it is. Maybe.
Just put the link to it. There you go. Damn
Oh, hey, there's
gentlemen.
nothing to worry about in this.
it.
Oh, shit. There's an 84 RX-7 FB that has a 13B REW stuffed under the hood.
Can I just make one thing?
What?
I like how the S7 is like behind the R390 because the S7 is like literally a rip-off of like every single one of the 90s LM race cars. Because it's like the S7.
Here's the thing, I always saw the S7 as more of like an Americanized F1.
Yeah, it is
That's
like
left-hand
basically
drive.
an F1, but like because we haven't got an F1 in this game, the R390 is like the closest we've got to it. Actually, no, we've
I
got.
mean, technically we have an F1 in the game.
It's a BMW though,
Yeah, it's a BMW, even though it's a McLaren.
but it's a BMW.
Body by McLaren, everything else by BMW.
I mean, at least this game actually had BMW, unlike Forza. Because Forza 1 did not have any BMWs in it.
2001 F-150.
Did Scotian, did Forza 1 have McLaren in it?
It had the BMW McLaren, but that was about it.
No, because it didn't have BMW at all.
Eh?
There was no BMW in Forza 1.
They had 2 race cars.
Oh yeah,
And
they had the... Didn't they have like number
They
5
had 2
and number 6?
E46 race. They had 2
Yeah, they had
E46
BMW
race cars in the
Motorsport,
LMR.
didn't they? That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what the funniest thing I find about that is? They continued that name into Forza 2. So in Forza 2, the BMWs are known as BMW Motorsport, even though by that time they had, I think it was the E36 and the E46. So technically in that game, it's the 1997 BMW Motorsport M3, even though it's just the standard M3.
Does anybody want a Chevy Silverado?
No.
Does anybody want a Mazda B2600 mini truck project?
Totally. Isn't that the rotary brat truck?
No, that's the Ford Ranger
Okay, I
with
don't
the
want
Mazda badging.
It's the RE.
Do you know what I love
REV.
about that?
What?
I still love the fact that the American Ford Ranger obviously had a Mazda counterpart,
Yeah.
but I also like how the European Ford Ranger had a Mazda counterpart that looked exactly the same as the European Ford Ranger. Like, it's like, what?
That's pretty great.
Then again, I fucking, some of the early 90s Mazda, or late 90s Mazdas are great. Like, the Ford Fiesta, they sold it as, you can Google this if you want. We had the Ford Fiesta, they sold theirs as a Mazda 121, and it was literally a Ford Fiesta, and all they did was put on the tailgate, just put a massive black bar for no reason across the tailgate.
Hold on, I found something for Scotian.
Ooh.
Is it Firebird?
Send praise to this square body ram. Square. Lord, it is square.
Oh, that reminds me, is the Firebird out of storage yet?
Couple weeks time.
I would drive this.
Is the
if I had
F-150
money.
going into storage then, or is that just...
That's just a thing.
Oh, that stays outside.
Yeah.
Are you excited to get the Firebird back?
Oh
Yes.
my god, why?
So, after driving a truck
But
for so
Scotian-
long, how would you compare your truck driving experience to your Firebird driving experience?
Considering I haven't beaten on the truck like I do the Firebird.
You should take the Firebird to take the truck to a twisty road and see what happens.
Scotian, here's the thing.
I'd
Keep
probably
your
die.
Firebird away from Braun Strowman. Because remember, Strowman will eat it.
No, Strowman will flip it.
Considering
Oh, Alexa
I
Bliss
already
will flip it. They'll use it as a training car.
because I pretty much because I already almost died once in it already.
What, the truck? It doesn't surprise me.
Anybody want a 46 Chevrolet project truck?
No. Actually, technically, Scotian, don't you only need like a Mopar now and then you have like the most divisive car garage? You should buy a Fiat 500.
He has the most American.
Buy a Fiat
And here I
500.
am on
He's
the other end of the
Canadian.
spectrum who's trying to have one car from each of the Japanese manufacturers, and it's like, okay, I've gotten my Honda, I've got my Subaru, I've got my Mazda, I've got my Toyota.
There's only one issue with that.
Got my toy.
You'd have to own a Mitsubishi at some point, which I don't recommend doing.
Oh. Fuck it. You know what? Let's go take a look and see if I can get my hands on a Galant VR4.
No, get a Mirage.
You have to get a fucking Dodge Stealth.
I still
The
insist.
thing of it is, my father and my grandfather have both seen the 3000 GT, and they kind of want one. They're like, that's
oh yeah,
a
shit, I
really
forgot
nice looking
3000
car.
GT. Get one of them.
3000 GTs are actually cheap here.
Do you know what you should do?
Holy fuck, it's a VR4.
RX-7
Holy
is
fuck,
the...
that's another VR4.
To be fair, technically, you could have the RX-7 in a race car and then just have the 3000 GT as an actual daily because it would work as well. Because
Well, see.
luxury.
Yes,
What the
I'll
fuck?
take a look at it in a moment.
Okay.
What a dog.
What a bob.
Oh, hey, I've seen these. I remember when I used to read rides and go, why the fuck do these people do this to cars?
Oh, hi, Mark.
So how many more races do you have to do of this?
This
this particular
isn't it.
one. Oh, this. Oh, that's, okay. Sorry, I've just been a bit back and forth. Right
I can
now.
tell, it's fine.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
that's
anybody
what I
wanna
needed you
go-
for. What was the name of that fucking idiot in HG who was showing off about his 944?
Sander.
There you go.
Anybody
What
want to
about
go,
We were speaking about it earlier because 944 and RX-7 kind of look the same.
LRC had three.
There's only one problem with that. They may look similar, but everyone that really isn't Sander would prefer to have the FC RX-7.
Yeah, you see, I really wish I'd met Sander so I could rip into him for owning a shit RX-7, but there you go. Well done, you
If
bought
I
them
may
all,
interrupt.
Well-
If I may interrupt, I have found the next Hoovie's Garage project.
Oh no. Is it a Ferrari?
It's a 92 3000 GT VR4 for $2,000.
Nice.
Oh.
It is 180,000 miles.
LRC.
Yeah, LRC.
Yeah.
I have a few problems with this D150.
What?
It's not four-wheel drive. It's not manual transmission, and there.
And what?
Okay.
Someone's selling a 04 Dodge
I
bike.
still remember. Why do I still remember like the few years, like that one Porsche that came after the 944 that everybody
968.
forgets ever happened? Yeah, the
That's my
968.
favourite of all of those.
I don't want- The 968 interests me. It's
Mhm.
like,
Is that the egg one?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
it's like the one that everybody forgets it existed.
what
It
was I
looks
gonna say?
fucking hideous.
I think it was LRC I was going to speak to. I can't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah. Something something RX-7, something something rip into the guy, something something.
Oh, yeah, that was it. You know, you're on about your 3000 GT project for $2,000.
Yeah.
There's a very old Tavares project. It was great. He bought a 3000 GT Turbo for $1,000.
I remember that.
Yeah, 225,000
Didn't he?
miles. Jerry-rigged
didn't he-
fuel pump.
Steamed.
Give it out.
You know the interesting thing about that car?
Yeah.
Some kid's got it now and he's making his own YouTube videos on it.
Nice.
He got it running properly, he replaced the seats in it with racing seats.
I had honestly forgotten that the 928 had a production run of nearly 2 decades.
The 928 was supposed to take over from the 911.
Part of me, if I can be honest, going back to the Mitsubishis, I kind of really want an Eclipse, like one of the late 90s ones.
Do you know what you should do?
Not buy one?
Wait until next year.
Why?
FTOs.
Oh, fuck me, that's right.
I'd rather have an FTO over an Eclipse. Because they
I could-
made basically the same power, it's just they were a bit smaller.
In theory, I could actually get an FTO. And I would
actually
piss
wouldn't
Soul
mind
right
an
the fuck off.
And do you know the best bit about an FTO? V6.
Yeah, fair enough.
power!
2 litre V. I think they were 2 litre V6s, 200 horsepower.
Yeah, oh yeah, it says here that the 92 Porsche executives believe such a flagship for the 928 would have had wider appeal than the compact, quirky, and sometimes difficult 911. I wonder why they didn't decide to place it.
It was in Daddy Doug's video on the 928. What happened is apparently they were in a meeting room and they were about to kill off the 911. And I think it was the president of Porsche USA. He could tell everyone was down in the room about like killing off the 911 because it'd live forever. So what he did is there was like a line on. They had like a drawing board which showed like the 911 ending in, I think it was 93. I think this was before they announced the 993 generation. And what he did apparently is he picked up a felt tip marker, went to the board, drew over the line, and into the next room, just drawing the line on the wall, as to basically
And
symbolise the 911 goes on as long as we decide it should. And with that,
And the
that
thing
was
of it is that Doug actually contacted the guy because apparently they live like really close to each other, and he said, "Yep, I did that. I had the biggest fucking smile on my face when he did it." Speaking of having a smile on your face, you're one.
I am Winwar.
I think that means
Yeah.
Emile's gonna go have a wank after this.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still contemplating whether to do GT World Championships or not. Because then that
Hey, you
finishes
guys-
the National League.
Do you have a car that can handle that?
I do now. It's the Suzetta
Sweet.
V16T.
Nice.
Because you're gonna need a serious race car for that.
I think we've got one.
Oh man.
I can handle a Group C car?
I think we
Yeah,
got
a
it.
little bit of tuning.
That's a good.
Got this.
Anyways, to find out whether I got this, join us in the next episode. Until then, farewell.